Hello, and nice to have you on my uh on the video on my channel. Today is gonna be a little bit special. I'm doing two different parts, or the video has two different parts. The first one is about a hair redo. I redid the fluffy or curly or wavy hair that I had before. Um, and the second part is about a clothing piece. Um, So yeah, the hair that I'm doing is the same as usual, different tubes that are overlapping. What is different is that for one I copy pasted, I only made two tubes basically and copy pasted them um, because they are alternating. So there's basically one part with thick and thin parts, and the other one have the thick and thin parts alternating, so they overlap basically. You can already see it in the work in progress. Um, yeah, this was actually one thing that was on my agenda for a few weeks, I think. I had the idea to redo this hair rather early, but I never sat down and did it. And yeah, this week I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I want to do something. I want to do the daily week of creativity, the daily hour of creativity. Sorry, it's rather late now that I'm recording. Um, and I was like, okay, you know what? I have no idea what I'm doing with this. Finally, and it looks quite as I wanted to. Yeah, I'm actually I'm happy with the result. What's to note is that this is not the final version, because I made a first render and I was absolutely not satisfied with it, so I took all the hair on the head, not the tail, but everything basically on the head, and resized it. I made it smaller, so it loses volume, because right there in the work in progress, it's in the video, it's really voluptuous, it's really big, and I didn't actually want that. So I decided to, or at some point I yeah, reloaded the file today and resized it, and yeah, I think it looks actually better than the first render that I did. Yeah, right there you can see me work on the tail. It's the same. It's 5 tubes. All are alternating. What I did with textures this time is I made a single texture. I made basically 3 textures. One for the elastic, one for the hair, and there's 2 hair streaks um, on the let me on the left side of the head, which have which can, if I want to, which can have an alternate hair color. So basically, like a colored streak, I can make it white. I can I can make it any color. Um, yeah, because I want to do this. This was basically on my mind at the start. Have a single strand of hair that I can color. So it's actually just 3 texture, uh, so 3 texture maps, but a lot of text. Every object has its own texture map, but only 3 uh, in overall. I basically I put them together. Yeah, the first render of the hair is already coming up. There's also the one I used at the start of the video, at the thumbnail. There's the streak, and here's the finished hair. And The second part was a leotard. This was basically something I drew up, or I came up in my mind and was like, okay, what am I gonna do Tuesday? No, Wednesday actually. I did it today, and I was like, okay, this is an idea I had. I actually had even made a sketch before on Tuesday, and I was like, okay, I have nothing better to do. Actually, I have no better idea what to do, so I'm doing this one. As base, I used the shirt. What's interesting here is basically again that I worked with a small number of textures, and that I at some point I'm welding two objects together. So right there I'm working just on the shirt, and now that I'm finished with the shirt as it is, in a few seconds I have imported the slip that I made, and I'm working with that to I'm bringing it in form, so at the end, or no, in the middle of the video actually, in the middle of this part, I can weld those two objects together. Yeah, simply because I was okay. I can go and do the whole hip area, waist area again, or I can use what I already have. And this slip was basically the best model I had for this area right now. So now comes the welding part. So now it's one object. I'm using the bridge tool and the close tool to fill all the left out areas. And now comes the interesting part, because in the design I had basically I had a small part that was or small part. I had a part of the bodysuit that was I'm sorry, I don't have the word for it. So basically, part of the body is covered, and part of the body has a like a lace or a sheer or fishnet on it. You will see it in the end when I'm done with the video, and at the end there's a render. So I have, as you can see, I have the inner part, which is currently white, which covers the genitalia and the breasts and stuff, and we have the other parts who are textured individually. So there's basically just three textures. There's one for all the edges. I put all the edges together in one texture. The outer part, basically what is marked right now is a single texture, and the inner part is one texture, as you can see. I had to redo that texture part because it didn't work like I wanted in the start, so I had to remark it and resize everything. Yeah, and somehow he cut out the triangles at the edge. I don't know why. Anyhow, the render of the final product is coming up right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're tuning in next time in my channel, and goodbye.